Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
And we're so glad that you could join us on Rock It Right. We rocking it right along. Us two busy blondes. Two busy blondes not slowing down for nothing and nobody.
No matter whether we're getting older or not, we are not slowing down.
We're like fine wine.
I'm just saying that. Fine.
That's right. So we are still celebrating Kay's birthday season.
I love it. I love it being a whole season.
That's right. It goes right into Mardi Gras.
I love it.
And then
because it's a party.
That's right.
It's my birthday is a party. It's a Mardi Gras party.
It's right. It is. And then that goes right into Mardi Gras, which kicks off 5 months of fairs and festivals.
And my birthday just continues through that season too. Holy moly.
Once we get cranked up with your party, so if you want to know where the party's after Kay's birthday season, Mardi Gras. So grab one of these and find out where you want to go. What family?
That is a pretty looking booklet there.
It is. That's Arthur Hardy's Mardi Gras Guide. That is a classic, 47 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful colors.
It is. But it's got a lot of great information. And there's another friend of ours who's been in the paper lately.
Oh, yeah. A restaurant or TV studio. We are both. So if you didn't know it, you can come down here and watch Betsy and I do the show live on Wednesday nights and have barbecue at Old School Barbecue on Coursey Boulevard. We would like to invite y'all to come on out on a Wednesday night. We record between 6 and 8. We'll put it on our Facebook page just in case it's a week that we don't show up or something. But because I'm partying too much for my birthday. I'm just saying. No.
I think it's really cool that Alan Traylor and Bert Carson, who own Pelican Broadcasting, who gave us the opportunity to be on television, in addition to the previous partnerships that we had with Guarantee Media, to be on Talk 107.3 FM.
Because I know folks just really needed to see our faces. And
that's exactly
and what we were wearing that week. That was the whole deal.
Well, they gave us a chance because there wasn't a whole lot of sports going on during the pandemic.
I know. Well, you know what, Bets? We got to run down our roll-up of who you've talking to. You were running around the state this week. You talked to...
I was. I've talked to so many people this week.
But you talked to... Jim Bob Allgood and Rick Revel about their new venture called
American Ramblers.
She was rambling, and we don't want her to ramble too much longer because we got to get into this. And then we had Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer at the Home for the Holiday Show.
We're
going to get some music by him, and you got to be there without me.
Yes.
She is going places without me. I'm just saying, y'all. But if you hang on, we're going to show you a little bit of Betsy's traveling around the state. So you stay put. Don't go nowhere because we got some fun stuff up next.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
The use of opioids and addiction to opioids is on the rise, especially in Louisiana, and I wanted to be a part of the solution. If you have a family member or loved one that you are concerned about with regard to opioid use, please call my clinic, Advantage Health Solutions. You can speak with my nurse or you can speak with myself, and we will talk to you about how to get that person into treatment, and we'll tailor what we do to your needs, and we'll do what we can to get your loved one in treatment and onto the path to health.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7, clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians, watch interviews with people in our music community, and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
And you're back with Rocket Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes here with Dr. Kay Solar in the birthday season for Kay. And actually, I might have a new nickname.
You might have a new nickname?
Yeah, today I was talking with a couple of coworkers and Media Maniac.
Media Maniac. I like that. I can kind of see that. She's a maniac.
That's right.
And then we dump water on your head. That's next. But you were out running around the state, and
Yes.
I know we need to jump right in there and see what you were talking about.
So Jim Bob Allgood is a reality star from Redneck Adventures, and he is starting a new television program that is going to connect with the history of our area, starting in Faraday, Vidalia, and Natchez. And the name of the program is going to be American Ramblers, and they've already started with this. He's partnering with Mr. History and the host of History Highway, Rick Revel. Rick Revel has been a country music artist, a singer, songwriter, producer, director. And so here's my conversation with them about American Ramblers. So it's going to be a good thing to watch promoting our great state.
Yeah.
And welcome to Rocket Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and I have the distinct pleasure of being with two gentlemen who you are going to be seeing on a lot of programming over the next 2 years. I'm sitting here with Rick Revel, who is a producer, director, host of History Highway. He has a long-standing career in the music and film industry. And Jim Bob Allgood. Y'all know Jim Bob, Redneck Adventures. You know, he's kind of fun. He's always got something he's up to. And Jim Bob actually has been a wonderful partner with Rocket Right, and Dr. K and I are so happy that he has been broadcasting our show on 2 of his radio stations, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. And he's been doing that for well over a year, so we're happy to go into the Mississippi, Natchez, Vidalia, Faraday area. And we're really excited to have the two of you partnering together. You recently made an announcement about your partnership on a new television series that will be filmed in 26 episodes over the next 24 months or so, called American Ramblers. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
Great to be here.
Okay, so the two of you together are rapid-fire paragraphs on history, adventures, and working in film together. And really, I probably didn't give you a good enough introduction of all the things the two of you have done. I think it's better for you to share it. So tell me about how you got in touch with Jim Bob, or how he reached out to you.
Well, it was kind of interesting. During the COVID thing, everything shuts down, and so we're trying to figure out how in the world do we survive this. So we had put our pilot together for History Highway, and frustrating as it was, COVID hit right at that time that we put the pilot together. I said, how can I get the word out? I didn't want to sit idle. started putting things out on YouTube and Facebook, and I did a 4th of July special, which meant a lot to me, coming from...
And you do patriotic, historical figures, and you've
Yes.
done over 3,000 performances on stage
live-
in
live
schools and
performances.
theaters. And so people may recognize you as George Washington, Meriwether Lewis.
David Crockett, that's
Davy
one of my
Crockett,
favorites. I love
yes.
doing Crockett. I've done TV commercials as Crockett, and
Yeah.
at one time for the state of Tennessee, I was the Tennessean.
That's you.
That be me. After Ed Bruce, when Ed Bruce passed away, I became the official Tennessean for a while, and for the Tennessee Museum, I became the official Crockett for a while. But we had put together this. It was a nice little special. It kind of talked about how we became a country, because a lot of people don't realize the things that took place, and even the fact that, Adams wanted the 4th of July celebration actually to be 2 days before, which would have been the
John
July...
Adams.
Yeah, which would have been the 2nd.
In case you don't know, he was president at one time.
Yeah, and so Adams is saying, I want it on this particular day when he wrote a letter to his wife. That's what he said. I want to have the celebration on that day, be fireworks and everything. Well, 2 days later, the rest of the Congress signed off, and it winds up being the 4th of July.
Which has a
instead.
ring to it.
Yeah, it does. It has a nice ring to it. So I wanted to tell that story along with, I also talked about when I went on the bicentennial wagon train, and I wind up at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. I ride from Memphis, Tennessee, all the way to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania on the bicentennial wagon train in '76.
Were you on a horse or in the wagon?
Both.
Uh-huh.
I was an outrider. A lot of people would get sick because it rained, but they called us the rain train, so people would get sick and their horse would be available, so I would be riding the horse as an outrider. That was in case a wagon had a runaway, so I would catch the runaway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an outrider job would be. And also worked with the chuck wagon, and I helped cook and prepare the food. I was a chief potato peeler. Awesome. I peeled a lot of potatoes and onions. I cried a lot. But anyway, wound up at Valley Forge, and while I was there, I made some great friends with the Tully family who lived next door to Valley Forge.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Tully ran an advertising agency, and he said, I love your music. Could you write jingles for me? And I started writing radio jingles for York Air Conditioning and big companies from that area, and flying back and forth from Nashville to Philadelphia doing the radio jingles. And on several visits we made to the park there, this one particular visit, this elder park ranger, I asked him, I said, I've always heard that George Washington prayed by a stump. Could you take me where that stump was located? And he says, yes. So he takes me to where the stump was located, not far from the house where he was staying at the time. And when I arrive at the location, I don't know if you've ever had a similar type of experience, but I could feel a presence. It's like, and I was young at the time, and it's like, what is this? And so the park ranger, he tells me the story about what took place there. He leaves, and I'm standing by this stump in this area, and I began to get the feeling, I felt the voice inside said, tell my story. Tell my story.
And that's what you did for the 4th of July special?
I told about that on the 4th of July special, told about that experience and about, how I came about wanting this love and the passion. They called me Mr. History. That was something that Merle Kilgore tagged on me years ago, which was Hank Jr.'s manager. He said, you're just a regular old Mr. History, hoss. I said, what'd you say?
Oh, that's a good nickname.
I said,
I think I'll keep that.
And so I thought it was pretty cool. So, and especially when Merle Kilgore speaks, you listen. So, and I also rattled off this thing about edutainment, and he just laughed and he said, I like that. So I call it edutainment. It's where I mix my entertainment background and education together and try to teach American history. So I took George Washington and wanted to tell his story, not the story they tell you in school. In school, I would go in, and
It's
all
gotten
the
very
children,
watered down in school.
all the children, they said, where's your wooden teeth? Where's your wig? And I always would carry an extra wig with me, and I pull it out of the bag and say, this is my wig, and I put it back in the bag. And they would think about chopping down the cherry tree. Well, the wig part, it's a half-truth. When he was in the with the British. He actually fought for the British. He was a lieutenant colonel during the French and Indian War. He wore a powdered wig, but that was part of that history.
That uniform.
It's part of what the British required. But when it was time to fight the Revolutionary War, and he's the commander-in-chief, he's over everything, he said, let's do away with the wigs. And so he did not want that to be a part of it because it represented aristocracy, and it represented what they wanted to get away from. And so
hard to keep your wig powdered when you're in the wilderness.
It's too windy outside. Blew all the powder away. So anyway,
you were fighting against the wigs.
You're fighting against the wigs.
Trying to get rid of the wigs.
Literally.
Yeah. So he winds up doing away with that. So you watch his hair go gray during the war. So in the most famous picture, where you see the George Washington picture after he's President Washington, that is actually his gray hair. It's not a wig. Mount Vernon says he did not have wooden teeth, but he did have his favorite set of teeth was made of cow's teeth, pig's teeth, and goat's teeth, and it was manufactured by a French dentist under the behest of Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin
he was very resourceful, that Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin was very resourceful. And then, but they were very uncomfortable, and his favorite set was made of porcelain, which were very fragile. So if you ever wonder why George Washington never smiled, that's why.
Okay.
But at age 32 and 35, that period, he lost all of his teeth because they did not take care of the teeth too well back then. Brushing teeth was not a regular thing back then. It just it became more of a modern day thing. So,
thank God.
Yeah. And then, as far as chopping down the cherry tree, that was written by a next door neighbor, Parson Weems, W-E-E-M-S, Weems. He actually wrote an unofficial biography about Washington, and that was one of the stories in the book, was chopping down the cherry tree. So we learn all these things at school, and it's like...
And then Jim Bob learned from you.
Yeah.
Jim Bob saw the special.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you got the redneck adventure guy.
And he calls me, he actually sent me a message through Facebook, and then from that, he said, call me. And we talked for 3 hours, and he said...
No.
Yeah, can you believe that?
It was 3 hours. I had my phone plugged in, though, so I made sure we had 3 hours.
And we're going to be right back with a little bit more from American Ramblers, the new TV program that is going to be hosted by Revel and Jim Bob Allgood, starting in Natchez and Vidalia and Faraday, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So hang with us, and we're going to be right back with Rocket Right with Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar.
My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. K. Solar.
You're going to love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment,
local agnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're going to love it.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7, clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians, watch interviews with people in our music community, and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Cade Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you are interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Cade Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Back with Rocket Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes here with Dr. Kay Solar, and we're continuing our conversation with Rick Revel and Jim Bob Allgood with the new TV program American Ramblers, tying in our history, our culture, and just really some great people and wonderful stories that you might not hear otherwise. So here we go, and we're going to be with Jim Bob and Rick. So you connected with him on multiple levels. Both your backgrounds are very similar, different, but similar.
Absolutely.
And then you've been producing TV shows for over 22 years. You're
just turned 22 in January.
Yeah.
This month, we turned 22. Do I look 22? Anyway.
So you own Miss Lou Media, Mid-South Broadcasting, Miss Lou Tours. Tell us about your TV stations coming up and your radio stations.
TV began, we got to go back to a little bit before that, okay? Most of you out there that have watched the Jim Bob character on TV for 22 years now, I'm in my mid-50s, we'll just say it like that, okay? You know, not the speed limit, but close.
You're well seasoned.
I'm seasoned, yeah. So I started life at a very early age. Is that like a pun? Yeah. Started life as a very young kid. So anyway, my background in raising here in this area of Natchez, Mississippi, raised by great Christian parents that were best friends with Cajuns, Fontenot's to be exact, from Ville Platte, Louisiana area. But growing up, my dad and Ken Allgood and Mr. Q.L. Fontenot raised us where we played all the different sports, but we raised up what I call redneck right, which is God, family, country, yes ma'am, no sir, front porch swinging, iced tea drinking.
I was raised that same way,
and I was raised up in a technology type family. My dad, back at age 59, was in the DECA program or whatever that was called, where he learned to work on typewriters. And so fast forward, grew up in a technology family where I went off to college in LU, now ULM, up in Monroe. And before that, in those summers, as a 10th, 11th, and 12th grader, most of the other kids in my area or our neck of the woods, they'd be going out and hunting and fishing. Well, I was sent off to Atlanta to IBM schools, or down in New Orleans, or up to New Jersey for Sharp copier schools and all that. So in the beginning days of the internet, because of all my buddies, Duggo, Jethro, Leroy, Shug, Aldrain, Skeeter, the first days that we were all together, we were redneckadventures.com. So when the internet was brand new, we were one of the first internet websites for hunting and fishing and fun. And I'd run to Walmart and get 3 of those little Fuji cameras that would give you 100+ pictures or whatever, and get them developed and scan them in and put them on the website, this internet thing. So fast forward, ran into one day at Walmart, literally a good buddy of mine from high school, Keith Stork Rayburn. And Stork just, it was coming up on that last day of deer hunting, and which is a rite of passage down here in our South, the way we've raised up.
That's right.
So he said, look, I've been doing this TV show called The Sports Buzz. How about if I come along, bring a camera, and we'll just capture it, and maybe we'll do something. So he did that, and we had all our buddies out there with the deer dogs in the fire, and we were doing that last day deer hunt. Now, down here in the South, there's 2 different days that kids pretty much get held out of school. It's the opening day of squirrel season. I'll say squirrel season, and the last day of deer season. Because what we're doing on that last day of deer season is we are trying to fill our freezers to, it's that old saying of we hunt to live, we live to hunt, we fish to live, and we live to fish. So I learned that at a very young age, and we did that to fulfill and put stuff in the freezer for cold winters or till the deer season came back around. So Stork went back in his little studio, took that fun event that we did, and I got a call from him that next week or so, and he said, Jim Bob, why don't you come over here and let's look at something. We looked at it, and guys and gals and y'all out there, it was better than Hee-Haw, Andy Griffith, and the Three Stooges on steroids. And I mean that in a great kind of way.
Because y'all were just being y'all.
We were being us. We were being us. When we talked about this at breakfast this morning, Rick, at Magnolia Bluffs Casino Hotel, where they got a great breakfast, by the way. But anyway, we were talking about this at breakfast, and I was saying, that's what we did. We had our cast of characters that we grew up with. The Duggos, the Jethros, the Benihana's, the Harry. And I call him Harry because he's totally bald-headed. It has nothing to do with hair. Every time we get with Cracky / AKA Harry, or our Ben, we call him Ben. He's the Navy whale. You got the Navy SEALs, but when they really have a problem, you send in the Navy whale. He's a little bit bigger guy. But anyway, we started a little TV show. It started out on local cable. Next thing you know, Fox comes to Jackson, Mississippi. We wind up on Fox. Next thing you know, this Jay Leno's Tonight Show, we're in Las Vegas, and we're doing a pitch to America type deal with Jay Leno. But before we left that little glass room of meeting folks from Hollywood, there was only one reality show at the time. It was The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, where you take 2 girls out of Hollywood, which are from famous backgrounds, and you bring them down south, and they're supposed to be catching. They're catching crawfish in the bayou, Chafalaya Basin.
I think they had some help.
They did have some help, and they were catching catfish and doing things that weren't used to them.
Yeah.
So what we were going to do is we were going to take the things that we know from down here, and they were going to send us up north, like to New York City. And we were going to, maybe catch pigeons in Central Park, and I'm not going to say cook them on a barbecue pit, but but something like that. But
they're probably in the union. They're probably regulated.
So we were. It took off, and then there was a moment right there in about February of 2007 that my marketing director, Rick Durand, I got to give him a shout out. He did the marketing behind such great folks as Jeff Gordon in NASCAR, Citibank, just so many different, Dollar General, and Redneck Adventures. So we went on that little deal there after the Hollywood folks had told us they wanted to give us a contract, and we did the pitch to America. Lo and behold, out of 300 shows in competition, we made it to the final cut 6. And on the Friday night before, I believe, our 6th or 7th squirrel hunt annual deal that we're now in the 22nd year, we found out, and all our national partners at the time on Jay Leno's Tonight Show on that Friday night, we won the pitch to America.
Isn't that crazy?
$1 million endorsement. Now we're still waiting on Jay to send that check. But, and it's I can almost, I don't know what it is. I like those guys. And that catapulted us into doing and taking our love for the outdoors nationwide. We've been picked up by syndication cable all over. Back in the day, down in your neck of the woods, Pelican Network, Bert Carson and all those folks.
Yeah.
We went down for an autograph session when Bass Pro Shop opened in Gonzales. And I remember I was sitting, Will Clark was over here, and Ben McDonald, and
Bass
Bill
Pro
Jordan.
Opened in Denham Springs.
In Denham Springs. The other one's down there in Gonzales. That's
right,
Cabela's.
Yeah.
So we... it was one of the most fun moments I can remember in signing autographs and doing all the different things. Kids were standing in line, and There was a kid back there that already had one of our pictures of us holding up frogs, where we hand grabbed frogs in the wax outlet back in the day. But anyway, that little kid looked up, and there was Will Clark sitting beside me, and we were signing autographs, and all of a sudden I heard that kid, and the kid said, "Hey, Daddy, I know Jim Bob up there, but who's that guy sitting beside him?" Now, Will Clark, I love you, Will the Thrill. I'm not saying the Splendid Splinter, nothing against Will, but that was great times. Betsy and Rick, I'm from that also of coaching kids, volunteer since 1987, and everything from soccer to tennis to golf to football, basketball. I even joke with a lot of my kids I coach when they're the newer kids in about the 7th grade. I was like, you're going to be good on the underwater basket weaving team. At Adams County Christian School.
Find something for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And here's what we've also found with the availability of live streaming. Because the church that sits next door, Highland Baptist Church, they started streaming in 2007. And what's unique and different about that is that was also when streaming was basically also a baby. Right. So a lot of these things, Rick, you talked about it a while ago, of us with American Ramblers, we're almost birthing a baby, so to say.
This is like a whole new thing. So hang on, stay with us. We're going to be right back. And these guys are a lot of fun. I know that everybody wants to know a little bit more where they can sit and watch family-friendly programming, and they're able to teach their children something about their family history, where they're going. Rick Revel is brilliant. I've got to tell you, he's brilliant about the history of America, and I enjoy talking to him so much because so many people don't talk about history.
I know.
And then that pulls in tourism and some of the cultural aspects of our state that are so phenomenal. And then Jim Bob, he's just a hoot.
He's a hoot.
He's a hoot. And the two of them together are going to have a great show with a lot of great guests. But this is going to be like a program that you would sit down and watch with your family. When we were younger, we would do that. When you had 3 channels, you didn't have 9,000 channels like you do now.
It's so hard to find.
That's right. American Ramblers is going to be coming to a TV near you and also online, and it's not going to be very long. They've already started filming, and we're going to be a part of that too, and so we're looking forward to that. And we're going to be right back talking with Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer. My interview with him for the Home for the Holidays show was a good one, and if you've been out and about, you've heard him, but he is a Nashville superstar, so back home, and so we get to have a good conversation. So We'll be right back talking with Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer. Hang tight.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
The use of opioids and addiction to opioids is on the rise, especially in Louisiana, and I wanted to be a part of the solution. If you have a family member or loved one that you are concerned about with regard to opioid use, please call my clinic, Advantage Health Solutions. You can speak with my nurse or you can speak with myself, and we will talk to you about how to get that person into treatment, and we'll tailor what we do to your needs, and we'll do what we can to get your loved one in treatment and onto the path to health.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kay Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kay Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
Had a meeting with Dr. Barfield, and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time, and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. That this place is cutting edge.
Back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, who has just made a hurricane season of a birthday for me.
It's fun to celebrate.
Thank you, Bets. I mean, it's great. So we are continuing to have cake and treats, and that Bourbon Boy cake by Chef Amanda Schomburg with Maker's Mark in it. So good.
So hit the spot.
And then you put the little boozy ice cream on it. From Spike Scoops. I'm telling you, if you want a boozy birthday bash for your best friend,
that's right.
Betsy had to do it, and that's how.
That's
and
right.
That was
we'll
really
hook you
great.
up.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been running around out of state.
Yeah.
You've been running around
all over
the state.
Yes.
And so I loved your chat with Rick Revel and Jim Bob Allgood about their brand new show.
They're just two good Southern guys who want to tell the story of some of the people, places, and really historic events that tie us to who we came from.
Which is awesome.
I think that's so awesome.
That's awesome.
It is. They're very genuine.
Yeah. And then I missed the Home for the Holiday show for the first time since I've been putting that on.
Right.
But you were able to go and catch up with a bunch of the artists backstage.
I did.
And one of our local guys, Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer, who was in Nashville for 10, 11 years and then moved back home, so you can catch him here. But Betsy was able to catch up with him in the green room before the show and get a little behind-the-scenes chat going on.
Yes, and he actually has a song, I think, that's going to be now put out by Trace Adkins.
Well, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so he talked a little bit about that, but I think now it's a little bit more of a done deal than it was at the time we talked about it. At the time of the show, but he's such a good guy. So we want to share this with you, and you can see just the heart of Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer, and he's so talented. What an awesome guy, and he's a great friend to a lot of people, and he's a Nashville superstar. So we're glad he's back home. And so here's my conversation with him after the Home for the Holidays show. And welcome back to Rocket Right. We are so glad that you could join us. You know, one of the things that we've been doing for almost 7 years is really supporting our Louisiana-based musicians. Many of them have had a lot of success in Nashville and around the country. They've written songs for themselves, for other people, and they've toured. And one of the people that I really, truly admire in the way that he's handled not only his career, but the way he songwrites with others and collaborates is Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer. So thank you so much for taking a few minutes during the Manship Home for the Holidays show, which you have played, I think, every single year for 12 years. You're a staple. You're part of the foundation of what has made this so successful year after year.
I'm glad.
So I'm glad we had a few minutes to just chat with you. But you have a song that I really love, Moonlight and Roses. I've always loved that song. But you, in the last couple of years, have moved back to Louisiana after living in Nashville for a decade or so.
Yeah, 11 years.
Yeah, and everyone in Nashville knows you.
Yeah.
Everyone who has ever come through seems to know you.
Yeah.
And so now you're home, and we're kind of spoiled that we get to see you more often, and we're glad that you're playing locally. But you still are very much involved with the Nashville music community.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you have going on right now and what you see coming up ahead in 2022.
Yeah. Just, I still write here and there. I go back when I can to Nashville. I still get offers from time to time. My primary commitment at the time is a band out of New Orleans called Sugar Shaker, and it's party dance.
And y'all are good.
Yeah, thanks. It's a lot of fun, and we do mostly a Gulf Coast, region.
Yes.
And thank goodness post-COVID, it's starting to come back. Had a great holiday season and going into Mardi Gras. We got some good things coming up in balls and all that. So looking forward to that. And then I do that, a lot of solo acoustic stuff. I still full-time music. Just shifted back home. I was there in Nashville for a decade. Loved it. Have some great stories. Met some great people. Still have some interesting things happening with some of the songs that I wrote when I was there, and but came home for other things in life. And so far I've learned to start listening to my gut, and it was just saying it was time to come home. And I'm glad I did for all kinds of reasons. I know 1,000% that it was the right decision. But.
So you're a very positive person.
I am.
You're always looking for the optimistic, and you're also very encouraging of not only singer-songwriters but everybody.
Yeah.
To be more positive and look at what's more meaningful rather than frivolous.
Yeah. Well, I was a psych major. I have a degree in psychology from LSU. And during the COVID year, I got certified in life coaching from Tony Robbins.
Yes.
And his online life coaching course. So I got that certification. And in just getting that certification, it did a world of good for me and my own knowledge base about just perception. Really, it's perspective. It's the whole ball game.
Well, one thing is when you're in Nashville and you're playing 6-7 nights a week, you see everything. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder what drives people to do what they do, but that could also be an inspiration for songwriting.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that you've seen so many different situations, relationships, interactions, that you just have this wealth of really ideas of different ways you can express the emotions we all go through. We're all up, we're all down, we're in, we're out. We're fixed, we're broken, we're all, all of those things.
Back and forth, and then take that stuff and then try to channel that into the songs, when you write. And, I find the best ones, I've tried to write from a place of, say fiction, maybe not, in turf that I wasn't necessarily super familiar with, but trying to maybe generally write around it. And I find that people, in the feedback that I've gotten from other people, that I always like the ones that have some type of basis in the truth, something that I really resonate. It just somehow it comes through. You can't hide it.
So with some of the other performers for the song Home for the Holidays, so David Bournay, you've worked with him, you've written with him quite a bit.
David. Yeah, I'm going to do one of our songs tonight.
Yes. Which song?
The Where You Belong.
I love that song.
Is that a good one?
I love that song.
It's one of my favorites.
I love that song. So you got to hear this song.
Yeah.
But you also are doing something, you said maybe kind of sort of with Tracy Lawrence.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So Louisiana guy, Rick Huckabee, me and him and Jeremy McComb wrote this song 7 years ago when I was in Nashville. And at the time, Rick was playing in Tracy Lawrence's band. And Rick is an alum of the show, by the way.
Yes.
He's been here and done it. and love him.
Tall drink of water with a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just oozing with charisma. You know, you
Yes,
can't help
he
but like
does.
Rick.
Very talented.
And so, and he was playing in Tracy's band, writing for Tracy's publishing company. And so we wrote this song, and eventually it came across Tracy's ears, and he really liked it. So at the time, Tracy did a vocal demo, his own vocal on the demo, and pitched it to Tim McGraw, and Tim McGraw put it on hold. Now, plenty of artists get a big pile of songs and put them on hold, and you know, it's hard to make it down to the actual final 10 to 13 or whatever that make it on the album. So it never did make Tim's album. He never did cut it. But you know,
Tim's lost. That's Tim's loss.
Right. Things happen. It goes the way it goes. But fast forward 7 years, you know, I'm back home now, and true story. I swear to God, riding down the road a couple months ago, listening to, it was Sunday, and I was playing my girlfriend. I said, "You need to hear Rick Huckabee's buddy of mine, great songs." And we were listening to his album. And while we were listening to his album, first time she's ever heard, I get a text from him saying, "Hey man, can you send me your publishing on Didn't We?" And when you get those kind of texts, it's usually something, you know, pretty significant. So I immediately
pull the car out.
Yeah, call. Hey, Rick, what's going on? He said Tracy, you know, dug that song out. He really likes it and wants to cut the song. So fingers crossed that it all happens and it goes through. That would be great.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Well, can you play it for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want you to play it. We want to hear it.
Anyway, so
we can all talk about you and talk about Tracy Lawrence doing this.
Right. So it's called Didn't We? I seem to remember the mind frame we were in. We were trying to write a song. I don't know how it came up. Just if, say, Bruce Springsteen and or Bob Seger were trying to write a country song, how would it come out?
Summertime inside, chasing that first time like it's the last time. Didn't we run like we didn't care? Didn't we fight like we wasn't scared? Didn't we give up all that innocence, wishing the world didn't turn so slow? Didn't we think that we knew it all? Talking about nothing and looking down like we were something high above the street lights. Didn't we run like we didn't care? Didn't we fight like we wasn't scared? Didn't we give up all that innocence, wishing the world didn't turn so slow? Didn't we think that we knew it all? Didn't we crash and burn and fall in love, yeah, you and me, 17? Whoa, didn't we? Didn't we think that we knew it all? Didn't we crash and burn and fall in love, yeah, you and me, 17? Whoa, didn't we? Yeah, didn't we? Note on the windshield, pick me up at midnight, burning down the blacktop, cutting off the headlights, down the driveway, taking your sweet time.
Wow, love that. And boy, didn't we all have an experience like that growing up?
Mhm.
And then at this point in our lives, looking back and going, man, those were some good innocent times.
For real.
Yeah,
For real. That's what it comes
beautifully written.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. So, I know, fingers crossed, let's hope Tracy Lawrence
Right.
really
Please.
cuts that, and you know, it could be your number one.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something. And he's got a great voice, and I think that would be great. But I like that in your voice, too.
Thanks.
I really do.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you had a few minutes to speak with us
great.
and to share your wonderful music. So what do you have coming up in 2022 that you might want to let people know about? In addition to Tracy's song, where can people find you, see you, connect with you, come hear you?
Yep. Social media is Rhett Anthony Glindmeyer, Glindmeyer, on Facebook, Rhett Anthony 7 on Instagram. Playing with Sugar Shaker, solo acoustic gigs. I guess more writing. You know, I always love to write when I get the chance.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be here with you again next year here at the Songwriter.
Oh, you will be.
So,
You will be.
and better, I am changing clothes, just so y'all know. I'm going home to get
You
ready.
just
so.
relax and be you.
Right.
That's right. That's And you just keep rocking it right. So we're thankful. We're thankful for you. Thank you so much. And make sure you follow him and go see him. You're going to love his shows.
Thanks,
We'll be
y'all.
right back.
All right.
Okay, we got 5.5 minutes. And so we are really thankful for the time we had with him. And, you know, he's just such a personable guy. He's
And
so
you did
easy
a
to like.
great little interview, and I know you had Louisiana on the brain, and so you said Trace Atkins, which, you know, sometimes
did.
he's on my brain too. But
It's
Tracy
Tracy Lawrence is who is
Part
recording.
of that was because Rhett wrote that song with Rick Huckabee, who used to also, who's from Baton Rouge, who used to play in Tracy Lawrence's band, as he
Yes.
said. And just for folks who are Tracy Lawrence fans, he's playing 2 dates this spring at the Texas Club, because the first one sold out in less than 24 hours. So they added a second show. So I don't know, maybe that song will be played. I don't know if it's going to be so new.
So
It
Tracy
will,
Lawrence
it
is
won't.
coming to Baton Rouge.
Yes,
2 shows.
at the Texas Club, 2 shows. So y'all check the TexasClub.com for the schedule on that. I know
maybe
the first
you should
one
come
sold out.
two-step with us.
Huh?
Maybe they should come two-step with us.
Well, maybe we'll be there.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
do like some of that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
And talking new music, I know I've mentioned it before because you said I'm like the ultimate promoter.
You are.
But CJ's new single, first one in a year, it's the title track for his new album, which is a 9-song album called The Future's Neon, because we all want our future to be neon because we are tired of being dark and drab. So
Yeah.
we're ready for the future's neon.
Well, some people are tired of being dark and drab. We were never dark and drab, even though
No, we weren't.
We were
weren't.
sequestered
But we're all
for a
ready
period
to
of
get
time.
big neon.
That's right. We are.
And
We are.
so it drops on all your digital platforms February the 11th. You can pre-save it. If you hear this before February the 11th. And then after that, you can always go to your favorite listening platform, whatever that is, Apple, Spotify. They've got so many different crazy ones. And listen to it and support your Louisiana artists. So my son, CJ Solar, The Future's Neon, the first single and title track of the new EP. So more music to come.
Yeah, we have a
this
lot
spring.
of great Louisiana musicians, and CJ has quite a large network of people from Louisiana that are all writing together, working together, doing all of that. And it's just really important that now more than ever, after the lull in the gig economy, that we support our musicians. You know, we were pretty bored for some of that, not going out for live music. And we love
I
live
know.
music. So now that it's back and things are opening up, we want to really make sure that, you know, why don't we pick a Louisiana artist? Maybe CJ's, The Future's Neon, and that'd be our theme song for a season or a year.
Oh, well, you know, I like
You
a
know?
season because I like a birthday season. And what you're seeing
Yeah.
right there is the album art for The Future's Neon. Well, not the album art. We're going to have something new for that, and we'll unveil that later. That is the single track album. album art so that when you see it, you know that is what you need to download. But the best thing you can do for any of your artists is to follow them on all their social media.
Yes. And follow us.
And follow
We're happy
us.
to share it with
Rocket
Right Entertainment on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube channel.
Yes, we're not on TikTok yet, but, most of the artists are trying to be there. So, follow them on your favorite platform.
If we did TikTok of crazy stuff that happens in our normal day, our average day, maybe people would find that hilarious because we are kind of
we
goofy
might have
and
to
unscripted.
try some TikToking. I don't know about that. I only have a TikTok account for my dog Ori that y'all met weeks ago.
Yes.
And I'm kind of deficient on his, posting. I was just saying.
Scarcity draws attraction. So maybe, if you put it on a little less often, like you've been kind of holding back.
I don't think that's it. No, they say that you need to post 10 times a day on TikTok or nobody's going to see your stuff.
Who's got time?
Apparently that's the deal. You live on it.
That's right. Some people have things to do.
I know.
Other things
I know.
to do.
But what you were saying too, there's so many Louisiana artists and they're very close network. And so in Nashville, they're all kind of close and tight. We've got so many
Look out
folks.
for each other.
Lainey Wilson. You got Jacob and Jordan Davis who are from here. You got like Dylan Scott. There are so many. There's so many even new ones that we're not thinking of. And
we're going to be taking our show on the road. We're going out on the road, and you and I are meeting people and doing some different segments in different locations.
We're going to be road warriors.
Road warriors, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Road trip. And so we're going to be bringing some other people in their own natural habitat and environments to you, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that too, because we like to bring the party here. We like to take the party there. We like to go where the party is.
Yes.
And and part of things we want to show you off life in Louisiana and all the cool things and places that you can check out, whether it's musically, whether it's places to eat, whether it's places to visit and check out. There's just so much great stuff going on around our state, and we're so glad that we can be ones that show it to you.
That's right, because we're on the GEAUX, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And we're going to continue my birthday season throughout the state of Louisiana and beyond. And we want to make sure that if you rock it, make sure you rock it right. Woo!
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rock It Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, City Group Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little. Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival. Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron McMorris. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. Thank you for making our show possible.